Hi beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Joy. Thank you for tuning in once again. Today we're going to be looking at why a lot of Gen Zs and millennial women are opting out of marriage. Like they are uninterested in getting married.
I have zero desire to get married. Like that is not the goal here. The goal is to achieve my dreams, learn about myself and the world, and be close to God, and hopefully one day pour back into somebody.
So basically we're going to be looking at why they've chosen this option, like why the decision. Let's just look at these clips and we'll come back and talk about it.
I don't ever want to get married, and the reason I don't ever want to get married is not because what if they leave me, what if I can't trust them, what if they cheat? They can do that whether or not you're married. In the past, marriage was created because men owned women as property, and that's why women take the man's last name. Because you just became his property. I don't want that for myself. I want to be committed to someone, and I want a relationship with someone, and I understand that the culture is different now, and that marriage is a different type of union, and now it's seen more as an equality thing. I still don't want to legally bind myself to someone. Legality does not validate the love that I have for another person, and I don't care about the money aspect of it. I don't really value money that much, so I don't care about the taxes shit and all that stuff. I want to build a life for myself, and I want to share my life with someone. That person is not going to be my life. I can leave at any time. They can leave at any time, but we choose each other every single day. I do not want to get married. You'd have to be with me for like 20 years for me to sign a legal agreement to have some kind of situation like that. I want to start creating new traditions, and so I want to do a new tradition.
Once I realized that a lot of these men are abusive, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally, financially, that just made me like chill, you know what I mean? Like I don't even care to be in a relationship because like y'all be abusive as hell. Like, and a lot of men really low-key don't even like women. They'll never say that out loud. I don't know why, but a lot of men don't even like women for real. They really despise us. Like, and you could be, a lot of men are married to women who are so like in love with them. Like they have wives and girlfriends who love them to death and they treat them like shit. Like I don't want no parts of it.
For me, I would say that's a very valid point. And the fact that we don't have to be dependent anymore on men, unlike the old days. Just like a lot of our mothers depended on their husbands. We don't have to do that in this generation. I mean, women are more independent financially and otherwise. Women don't really need men the way it used to be. Things have changed. Things have evolved. So it's a lot of reasons. Like marriage now is no longer seen as a huge milestone for a lot of women. There's a shift and it's changing and people's mindsets are evolving. Milestones are different. Milestones are changing. Women are deeming other things such as their work, their careers as more important as opposed to marriage. And I would say that's basically the reason why I think a lot of women are not willing to settle for anything that is beneath their standards. Yeah, because there's a choice now. You can decide not to do it. It is no longer a necessity for survival.
Anytime I say I don't want to get married or have kids, people look at me as if I took away their reproductive rights. Oh, you're just young. Like, obviously you don't want to have kids now. Like, yes, Judy, I don't want to have kids now. And I'm saying I also don't think I want to have kids or get married in the future. People talk to me as if it's not a personal choice. I'm like brainwashed into thinking this way. That headband was so annoying. And the reality is I don't have a lot of wife or maternal instincts. I'm self-aware. I know that I'm a very selfish person. I really enjoy being alone. I don't do well in relationships. Just let me live. My dream is not to have kids. It's not to get married. I'm not just going to get married because it's what you're supposed to do.
I wanted to talk to you about your decision to remain single since your 40s. Have you ever regretted that?
Never for a moment. Never for a moment.
If there's anything I'm sure of, as sure as my name, is that marriage is not necessary. I'll say that again, marriage is not necessary. I've seen women who lost their husbands and they did just fine. So they got married, lost their husband, they did just fine. Some women, their husband left them, they did just fine. I've also seen women that desired to get married, it just didn't happen for them. Nobody ostracized them from society, they didn't die. They are growing old, hale and hearty, happy. So this idea that you need marriage to survive is just an agenda that is being pushed onto women to continuously harvest our labor and our energy. If marriage actually did benefit us as much as it's being sold to us, then it wouldn't be pushed this much. Yes, there are beautiful marriages, there are people who are happy in their marriages, but it doesn't make it compulsory or necessary, and it doesn't mean that people who decide not to do it, or for whatever reason that relationship doesn't work out for them, it doesn't mean they're going to have a horrible time at life. A bad marriage, which happens more often than we like to admit, is way worse than growing old alone. Growing old alone has never hurt anyone, but bad marriages and bad partners have sent women to an early grave. Absence of a man never killed anyone, but many men have killed women. I want you to get comfortable with a life that does not involve a man, so that if it happens by choice or by circumstance, you're going to be comfortable.
Survival and social acceptance. You see, those were the two basic instruments that were used to lure and hold women in marriages. The way things are changing, especially with the influence of social media and more women telling their stories, the divorce rates getting high. Social media has served as a medium by which more women are able to now push out their stories out there and talk openly about their marriages, and inform the younger generation that it's not all that we all thought it was. There's more awareness out there. More younger women are watching other women's stories. I mean, it's no longer something as sacred as it used to be, where you get in and it's a discovery for you as a young woman. Like I said, going back to the major tools that helped marriage to sell, survival and social acceptance. People were scared of being ostracized by society, but now those things are fading away. Women are now surviving without the institution. Women have the ability and the instruments to survive on our own. I mean, women can make money by ourselves. Women can do a lot of things now. Things are different. And of course, there are lots of women that are also unmarried. So marriage is no longer a necessity, but now a choice in our time and day. And you're not going to be alone, of course, if you make that decision. There are thousands and millions of women that are equally in that journey. So you're not going to be alone. You're not going to be ostracized by society. And really, many people don't even care if they are being ostracized, because hey, it's really not going to change anything. Like, no one is going to nail you to the cross, or you're not going to be missing out on anything. Your quality of life is not going to dwindle because society has refused to accept that you're unmarried or not. Like, there's literally no punishment for staying unmarried. So these factors are like contributing factors to why most younger women are deciding to opt out of marriage and not be interested at all in entering into the institution, really. And let's not also forget the economic uncertainties right now. I mean, the economy is dwindling. The shifts in gender roles, cultural factors, a lot of factors are contributing factors to a lot of women's decisions.
I will go insane with a husband and children. That is me, and that's why I never want to get married. I am selfish, I know, and I hold you with my full chest. When I wrote a list of why I wanted to get married, that's when I found out why I never want to get married. So companionship is out of it because I love my space. I like to come back from work or wherever it is and open my door knowing nobody's around. Honestly, I love that shit. I like to go on solo dates. I like to go on solo travels. I have enough companions. I have family. I have relatives. I have good friends. Love. Oh God, I can love myself. Love is from within. I cannot outsource love. Someone should not love me better than myself. And I don't need additional love. All the love I need is within. I don't need support from one particular person who is my husband. I have support from family and friends. That's why they're there, right? As I support them, that they also support me. I don't need a ride or die. I am my ride or die. I don't need leadership. Oh God, I remember when I said, I want a man who will lead me. God forbid bad thing. I've never met a man who could lead me better than me. I'm a damn good leader. I've led myself well so far. I don't need a leader. I don't need to marry to smash. The way I see God is not the way you see God. And that's why I'm saying marriage is not for me. And it was when I wrote why I wanted to be married, I found out that these were people's expectations of me. This was societal expectations of me. We were indoctrinated to believe that at a certain point we should team up with somebody for this life. But why? I'm enjoying my solo living. I'm a great auntie. I return the kids back, but I don't want a family of my own.
I told my boyfriend on our second date that I am never getting married. I personally do not need it. I have no desire for it. I'm not religious, and in fact, I'm like anti-theist. I don't really believe in religion as a concept. I don't need God to recognize our union, and I don't need my dad to pass me off to another man. The 2 times that I have been proposed to, it felt like I was looking down the barrel of a gun. And the big indicator to me that I made the correct choice in never getting married was that when my last relationship, which was 12 years long, when it blew up, I just walked away, got an apartment, moved out, Done. We did own a house together. He's paying off my part of the equity monthly. But other than that, no assets to divide, no lawyer fees, no having to go to court. I can't tell you how happy I am that I met someone who also does not want to get married. I was telling him yesterday that I do appreciate like the romantic element of getting married. Like I think that's very nice, but I just can't really get behind the legal ties. He is in exactly the same boat. He's like, I would love to have like a ceremony someday where we just like acknowledge our relationship and our love in front of friends and family, but he's like, the legal shit, not about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that leadership part that the two women spoke about can be linked to Christianity, because it's in Christianity that women are taught that the men are your head and he's supposed to dominate over you. You're supposed to be obedient to your husband. He's your head, he's your leader, basically. Now, when a woman deconstructs Christianity and religion, that part automatically cancels out. And, you begin to ask yourself, like, what do I even need a man for, really? Apart from the fact that I believe that women make better decisions than men. Once a woman deconstructs that teaching, a lot of things will become clearer to you, and you will notice that you do not even need a man in your life. You can lead yourself. You begin to depend more on yourself and see that you're actually fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with you taking decisions for yourself and leading yourself, leading your life. That itself is a huge awakening for a lot of women. Because I personally, I can relate to that. When I deconstructed Christianity and I found that I can actually trust myself to make decisions. I don't need a man to come tell me what to do, to come lead me. I don't need to be under any man. I don't need to submit to any man. It was a huge change for me, and it was a huge awakening for me. As much as a lot of women still believe in marriage, are still getting married legally, like the legal tie is very important to them. For some women, it's not like they're cutting off being in relationships with men at all, but they are redefining what relationships mean to them. To some, it's okay to be in a partnership with someone, but to them, they necessarily do not have to be tied legally to that person. So I believe that people should be able to choose what works for them, what is acceptable to them, that they are comfortable with. Everybody must not be legally, on paper, married.
Somebody who just doesn't care about marriage, like, I used to say that I would never get married, or like, I don't believe in the institution of marriage. Nowadays, it's not even that I don't believe, I just don't give a fuck. Like, if somebody wants to marry me, whatever, like, who cares? I don't know, I just be feeling like people be in a relationship for 7 years. They doing what people in relationships do, sleeping together, waking up in the morning, living their lives together, and then the guy pulls out a ring and it's just like, oh my god, like, oh, and then she's coming down the aisle and bawling. All of this dramatics for what? Like, you've been knowing this bitch. What I don't know. Honestly, I've always felt like marriage and having children, baby showers, and then when they started doing gender reveals, that to me just feels like, in reality, a lot of people don't, like, after your high school graduation and maybe your college graduations, you're not really going to be celebrated by the people around you anymore. I think that some people cannot part with not being celebrated. Like, you're really only celebrated in childhood. You're graduating, you're having birthdays and all of these things. You go to prom, you have graduation. But once that's over, it's like you're an adult. Nobody really gives a fuck what you got going on in your life. Pat yourself on the back, babe. So I feel like people, like, marriage for some people, I feel like it's just like a second prom for them. And it's just like these manufactured opportunities to be the center of fucking attention, because they haven't had that since their 8th grade graduation, or their high school graduation. Like, they're chasing this feeling. And it's just like, for me, because I see it that way, I've just always been like, okay, like, whatever, like, I don't know, it doesn't seem that serious to me.
Nobody gives a fuck about being married. Nobody. I don't know anybody that wants to be fucking married. Everybody that I know is married wants to be fucking divorced. Nope. I'm telling you right now, nobody I know wants to be married anymore. Nobody I know, they want out of their marriage. They want to be fucking divorced. I don't know why you guys glamorize marriage like it's this fucking end game. It's not the fucking end game anymore. Women don't want to be in that bullshit anymore. They don't want to do every fucking thing and then you be fucking horrible and cheat and lie. Most of you, not all of you. Nobody gives a fuck about that anymore. Nobody. They don't want to deal with this shit anymore. They don't want to be around you. The smell of you. When you pull in the driveway, they want to... The fuck don't you people understand? What don't guys understand? They don't want to be a trad wife to a dude that doesn't pay for everything. That doesn't
should do everything. If the woman is a trad wife, you do everything else. And you guys don't want to do it. No, because you want to be the woman and the man, right? You want to be the woman and the man. Something your mom taught you growing up, right? You were the husband to your mom, who was the wife. No woman is going to be a trad wife to a motherfucker that ain't going to do everything else.
Believe me when I tell you that not one thing was exaggerated from what she said. I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of married women. Sometimes I just rage bait them, or sometimes you just let them talk. You need to listen to the kind of things they say. Believe me, a lot of women, if given the option, they don't want to be married. As we can see, the divorce rates are skyrocketing every day by day, and it's the women filing for the divorce more. Why? Because women get the brunt of it at the end of the day in marriages. Women are the ones that sacrifice more in marriages, give more. Your labor is going to be taken. The sacrifices involved in marriage is more on the women. A lot of women don't want to be married, believe me. And you know what? Some people are not able to leave their marriages because they don't have the finance or the courage to leave their marriages. I lived amongst Christians for a very long time. And I still have Christian women that I talk with. Most of them, the reason why they've not left their marriages is because they are scared, they're scared of getting punished or getting ostracized by their religious gatherings. Most of them are tired, they complain and complain. If you talk to them, all they do is complain and complain about the men. Why? Because these men, they don't want to be husbands. They just want all the benefits of a wife, and they don't want to be husbands. Most of them just got into marriage because it was the next thing to do. Most of them because they didn't want to sin against their God. Any selfish reason you can name. Most women are tired of their marriages, and some of them are staying because they don't know what else to do. I know of a woman who's in her toxic marriage because she has a disabled child, and she's scared of leaving the child with her husband, and she's also scared of taking full custody of the child because it's not easy. It's not going to be easy on her. We got talking one time and she told me she's only in this marriage because of this child. So why do you think more younger women would want to even be interested in marriage? Because from the optics, it's not good. It's not encouraging. I promise you, this is not something that is happening in just one country, one demographic, one particular place. It's worldwide.
Why in China nowadays young people don't want to get married? This is Leia, Youth Voice from China. China is going through a significant decline in its marriage number. It's true that in my generation, a lot of young people either choose to postpone or forgo marriage. That makes our government panic a lot, because at this rate, by 2100, our population will be only 460 million, even smaller than that of the United States. So why? What's wrong with Chinese young generations? First of all, soaring costs of living, especially housing prices in big cities like Beijing, Shanghai. Getting married and starting a family is a daunting financial burden. Secondly, in China, women's feminist consciousness is rising fast. More women want to pursue higher education and careers. They don't see marriage as a guarantee of happiness anymore. And there's also a growing emphasis on self-fulfillment and personal freedom. Many young people prefer to invest in their own hobbies, travel, and careers rather than taking on the responsibility of a family. So yeah, for many young Chinese at individual level, marriage has transformed from a social necessity into a personal choice, and which also makes our parents complain a lot.
So they really said on live television that the reason why young girls are not wanting to get married anymore is because there aren't enough fairy tale movies, and that too many shows and movies are focused on career, self-improvement, and overall personal happiness. They said that that's the reason. Not the economic conditions, not the glaringly unfair realities of marriage and motherhood, not all the women coming online and accidentally exposing how terrible their lives are as a result of weaponized incompetence. It's not that. In fact, a lot of the research is pointing towards social media as the biggest driver for this kind of movement and change, because when your eyes are open, it's clear to see.
So basically, instead of tackling the problem from the roots, what they think the problem is that they are not lying. It's like they are not lying enough to the younger generation. the indoctrination is failing. Imagine what's the mentality. So the solution is lie to them more, make more fairy tale movies, push it out there, lie to them, cajole them more. You need to rewire their brains more. Why are you letting them be logical? Instead of fixing the major problems, they're scared that the delusion is wearing out. That's their major problem. If the government is not getting their priorities right, this is going to be the reality of the world, as more young people are going to be opting out of marriage more, and the population is equally going to be declining because people are not falling for that fairy tale BS anymore. Romance is a scam. We all know right now, most of us know now. The movies, indoctrination, the religions, the religious teachings and everything, it's all indoctrination, and people are becoming more self-aware, more aware of these things. So if they think that they can rely on that to get people to do what they want, to get people delusional and keep the world running and get people to get married and follow on, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, as we can see, because young people are now more and more educated.
Most men aren't even worth a date. Most aren't even worth a 15-minute conversation on the phone. And that's the reality in today's dating climate. Most people are just looking to take from you. Take, and not give anything. I refuse to give up my peace, my sanity, my space. I'm not willing to compromise with anyone who is going to add distress to my life or have me in distress. And it's been having me think a lot about marriage lately. Is that something that I want for myself? Is that something I can see for myself? And I'm just at the space to where if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, that's perfect. It's no longer something that I yearn for. I don't pray for marriage. And not to, sound bitter or anything, but I feel like society has done a great job of selling a dream to women and their expectations in life when it comes to romantic relationships. And the fact of the matter is, if nothing of value is being added to my life, then I don't need it. I don't even want it.
I would never get to the stage in my life where I would start to desire marriage or children, because I've never been like that. So let me give you an example. When I was first engaged and it was close to the day the period I was supposed to get married, I never had the mind that, I want to get to the finish point, meaning I want to get to the altar and marry. Like, you know how you be having wedding jitters, like, let's marry. It never happened to me. But I just realized that after thinking about it, telling myself the truth, I really know I don't rate marriage like that. And it's because I don't rate men like that, like as a human being, as people. I really don't rate them. It's not even a hate thing or something. It's just a thing that for my own survival, I can't have a man in my life.
And here's something else that I've realized, my girl. People don't know how to react when you are a woman and you can't be punished. You are unpunishable. Society doesn't know how to react to a woman who's liberated, a woman who has cultivated her life path, and the life path that she has chosen, she has truly chosen, and she has unlearned all the programming that we were taught, that as a woman you are supposed to want friends, as a woman you are supposed to want marriage, as a woman you are supposed to want kids, as a woman you are supposed to want to put your needs at the back burner for others, as a woman you are supposed to want to be a caretaker. As a woman, you are supposed to take care of everybody else and neglect yourself. People don't know how to comprehend that. They don't know how to, it's like a glitch. It's a glitch to their reality, because most women have accepted the reality other people have set for them.
And that's how the patriarchy works, and that's how the world basically works. If you have no ties in this world, nothing that people can use against you, people would not comprehend you, people would not know how to get to you. That's how a woman who is unmarried literally looks to society. And I would like to add that things are changing drastically. And if you as a woman are not taking advantage of the opportunity that we have in this generation, then I would say you're doing yourself a disservice. We're in the generation where a lot of women are seeing the light. Women are choosing themselves. Women now have a lot of options to choose from, be it being child-free by choice, be it being unmarried by choice, be it, being a career woman. Women can now do anything they want, and women are realizing that it's no longer about society. It's no longer about what people say, or acceptance is not that important. My happiness is more important than whatever anyone thinks of me. My happiness is more important than making my parents proud and doing exactly what they want for me, or giving them grandkids, or, hitting milestones that society has placed for women. Like, it's okay to be selfish. You don't have to be involved with a man to be happy. At the end of the day, it is you that matter. You're the only one that matter in this world to yourself. So make decisions that are selfish. Yes. Make decisions that are selfish. Choose yourself and be happy with your life. Thank you all for watching. We've come to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, share your comments in the comment section, of course. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you all for watching. And from me, it's bye.